Hey boys, welcome back to the channel where we are going to be going over the round 13 preview. Just gonna be going over potential trades. I'm gonna delve into a little bit of future planning as well. I've looked a little bit at round 17, not a whole lot, because I've got a lot of players for this round, which inevitably, if you have a lot of players in one buy, more often than not, you're not going to have that many in the next. But the thing about this here in Supercoach is that we have quite a few more trades to go through. And, we've been pretty fortunate. I've definitely wasted a couple of trades. I ended up trading Crichton out early in the season, which was the right decision because he was pushed back to the bench and we brought him back recently. But there's been a couple of trades that you'd love to have back, but overall, we haven't had to make too many sort of injury affected trades. Pappenhausen, Pappy's probably the only real injury concern, big one anyway, that we've had to deal with. And I guess Fafita was form wise, but yeah, let's well, there's also been some big news coming out of team lists. So first one, we'll talk about Pengai Jr. Pengai Jr. is not playing, which is so annoying. Like it's fine for me because I've got so many players for the buy. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the thing that makes it so annoying is that Pengai is still a big pod. How many players actually own him? He's only in 12% of teams. He's only in 12% of teams, and he would have been such a good pod for the buy because 12% of teams had him, and he had the potential to really boost up the people that had him for this week. And we've had him for a bit. He's let us down the last few weeks, but he's been okay. Because when did I bring him in? I think I brought him in for the Broncos game, potentially. It might have been round 7 or maybe round 8. So he's got some decent scores. Like if I got him for the Broncos, he's got 84, 54, 67, 32, and 71. Or if we got him for the Roosters, it's still pretty decent overall. So it's been okay. But it is disappointing because I would have loved to have played him this week and got rid of him in the coming weeks. But he is out. So that it is what it is. That's fine. We'll take the reserve off him for now, and we'll just slot it on. We'll slot it on Billy Smith, because Billy Smith. I don't know if when I made the previous video, I don't know if I already talked about Smith, but Smith has been named. So we Billy Smith is back. So now literally all our goddamn backs are playing. Okay, but the other one is Vilea is out with a fractured jaw. Oh, that's also, this one's actually, like, it's bad. You hate to see a player injured, but for me personally, it's not bad at all, because I don't need this many backs, but it also leaves just such an easy trade. I've got such an easy trade now. I was talking about it, either Drinkwater or Manu. I'm still not completely sold. I know there was a couple of comments, the Roosters. Obviously, the Roosters this week are a good shout, even though they are taking on the Raiders. So it might not be the easiest game. But then they have, in round 14, they have the Panthers, I think. No, they have the Storm in round 14, and then the Panthers. No, they don't. They have Parramatta in round 15. Round 16, they have the Panthers. So it's not a good few weeks. But in saying, I feel like Manu, there's a couple of factors here. One, I think Manu is a keeper in the centre wing long term. I think he's gonna be a keeper. And I do think he's fairly well matchup proof. I mean, even the Storm game, it's going to be after Origin. quite a few of their players may not back up. We'll see. But the Storm's outside backs, like, they're definitely not what they used to be in terms of defensive, like a powerhouse in the, out wide. So Manu is a player that can definitely cause trouble for the Storm. Parramatta, they leak points. They definitely leak points, Parramatta. And then the Panthers, that'll be a tough game, obviously. But hopefully it's a bit annoying. The Panthers game is a couple of weeks after Origin and then a couple of weeks before the next one, because you would expect probably they'll be full strength, but you never know. They might rest a couple of players over that time. We'll see. But I still like the pickup, and I can trade Vilea straight to Manu. It definitely, it's going to be hurting not to see like 600k in the bank. If I make this trade, we still have 264, so it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. We're going up from 280 to 606 and still have 260 in the bank. It's pretty nice. But the only thing, right? Drinkwater. Now, Drinkwater, he's got me scared, right? Because the thing with Manu, and I'm pretty sure I am going to get Manu. It means I've got so many Roosters players, but what can you do? They are playing in the first bye, and they are generally a pretty good team for Supercoach anyway. So it makes sense to have a lot of Roosters, but they play in the last game of the round, and I don't know. You obviously can't vice captain Manu, which is a killer. He's a guy that you'd love to vice captain. I don't know. I don't have the stats off by heart, but I feel like in fullback games, anecdotally, I would say he averages 80 plus. So he's definitely got the form to go big, but I'm just a little wary. I'm a little wary putting the captaincy on him. Like, I'd probably, you can go a bit of a punt with a back like Garrick as your vice captain this week, but your captain, you sort of just want a safe captaincy option, and Crichton or Butcher potentially are the best safe options, or Manu potentially, but it is a risk because if they don't score points at fullback, he'll still probably score well, but it's definitely nerve-wracking. So that's the only big negative I feel like to Manu this week. Drinkwater, on the other hand, the thing with Drinkwater, right? And honestly, I'm actually leaning towards Drinkwater the more that I think about it, because the thing with Drinkwater is that they play the Titans. Now, the fact that the Titans got run down from a lead last week, it could have a couple of impacts. One, they come out and fire up and try to play their best footy because they're mad, or it could be a bit demoralising and they could get thrashed by the Cows. It should still be a pretty high scoring game, but the thing with the Cows, or the Drinkwater pickup, is that he's such a good vice captain option. Plays in the first game of the round. You're gonna know what he gets. He's a guy that can go big, and you then can weigh up options after that. If he doesn't kill it, you still have the safe options. Whereas Manu, if you're gonna captain, then it's gonna be a risk. So Drinkwater. Oh, I'm somewhat leaning towards Drinkwater because I can trade Vilea for him as well. I can shift Cooler or Suwali into the center wing and bring Drinkwater in, because the Cowboys in round 14 they have the Dragons. That's nice as well. Round 15 they have the Rabbitoh. No, they have Manly. Not bad. That's not bad either. Round 16. They have the Broncos at Queensland Country Bank, which should be a high-scoring game, and then obviously don't play. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, Drinkwater is probably the way to go, in all honesty. I mean, he only got 12. That's the only thing that scares me, though. It's coming into this video, like this morning or yesterday when I sort of heard about Vilea being out, I was like, oh, so easy. I'm just going to get Manu in. That's perfect. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, Drinkwater's the play. Because let's see. Drinkwater, he's definitely cheaper as well. Where is Drinkwater? Yeah, Drinkwater 570. So not that much cheaper. But that 12 does scare me. It does scare me. It does. But they're taking on the Panthers. That's the thing. You know, you got to remember who they're versing. They're taking on the Panthers. They didn't really have any footy as well. So, and the Cowboys have pretty much, like, they have a couple of players out, but attacking wise, they're fairly full strength. I mean, Holmes is out, Nenai and Cotter. I think that's all from memory. So the rest of the back line is unchanged. The halves are unchanged. The forward pack, Tamalolo comes back. So not bad. And if we look at, I mean, the scores have dipped. Like, that is the worry. That is the worry. I mean, he was killing it. 94, 43, 102, 113, 74, then 46, 57, and 12. I honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. The other factor that might come into play here is the ownership, right? Because that's the thing to keep in mind as well. Because if you look at the ownership, we have Joey Manu at 24%. 24%, and then Drinkwater is at 13%. So you can look at it two ways, right? The 13%, that's a pod. You know, somewhat of a pod compared to Manu anyway. So you might be like, well, if he goes massive, then you're going to make up ground on, you know, the rest of the teams that don't have him. But the same could be said with Manu. the 24% of teams that have him, I would say, are probably up there in the rankings. Probably. I'm sure there's some that aren't that have him, but you know, a lot of players probably up and thereabouts have Manu. So if Manu goes big and you don't have him, that 24%, that's a big one. And Drinkwater, even in and that's the thing, the high scoring game, the game against Melbourne where they flogged him, he only got 57. He's not a goal kicker. Manu's not either, but yeah, look at that. Dude, I'm a genius. In 9 career games starting at fullback, Manu has averaged 82. I think I'm going to go Manu. I think I'm going to go Manu because when I think, dude, I'm talking myself in and out of these trades because when I think about it a bit more, Manu, like I said at the start, I think he is a keeper at centre wing. Like he's in the, let's have a look at total points. Total points at this is fullback as well, and he's number 4. Pappy's still ahead of him, averaging 96. Absolutely killing it. But Manu is number 4 in fullback, so he's definitely up there. Let's look at. I guess I can't really look at centre wings, but yeah, I think Manu's just the. I think he's just the better option. I'm gonna do this for now. And then we'll have a quick look at future planning, and that's the other thing with, like I said, with the captain vice captain discussion. I think Garrick, because I don't have Drinkwater, obviously I don't have any Titans players, which is hilarious. But no Titans players, no Cowboys either. That's crazy. But none of those. The Panthers, you know, Tago and May are both okay, but both halves are out. So I don't particularly like that, even though they are taking on the Bulldogs. So it's it's a tough game to pick as well, honestly, because it's pretty fortunate. The Panthers a bit lucky, right? The game they play with the Origin players out, they get to take on the goddamn Bulldogs. But I guess it's lucky for the Bulldogs as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And then Ruben Garrick, up against the Warriors. I feel like that's the best option. I feel like, no Cherry Evans, but Foran's still there. The forward pack is unchanged. Like, they still have their strike. Josh Schuster, I'm sure, will get involved in the ball playing a lot more. So I feel like that's just the best option. And then the captain, do I go? I'm just praying that Garrett goes like, if Garrett gets like 80 plus, I'm definitely just gonna loop that 100%. I'm just gonna loop. I'm just gonna loop Garrick 100%. If he goes somewhat big, because you just gotta take you take the good points in this round. You don't want to risk it too much. And then if he doesn't go good, do I take the risk of Manu? Or do I just play it safe with like a Butcher and Crichton? Potentially, I mean, they could only get like 50, 60 points. So it's not even... It's going to be I just hope Garrett goes big. That's all I want to do. Just get a couple of tries, kick a couple of goals, get 100 points. Oh, baby. That's all I want in life. So what am I going to do in the future? So next week, there's a couple of things. Well, the thing I've been thinking of most is I'm going to shift Talakai down to centre wing and trade out Tui Pelotu. I think I've been saying this for a while. I think Tui Pelotu is just the best trade out target. He's gone up a great amount. He's got me some fantastic points. But he's hitting his peak, and without Tom Trbojevic, the tries aren't going to be as consistent. The attacking isn't going to quite be there. He's still a base stat weapon. He's still very good, but I think he is definitely the guy to make way for Talakai coming down. And then if we look at let's just have a how can I do this? Well, if I trade, so I'll have I'll have like 700k. Let's just have a look at second row options for round 17 by coverage. Who's looking juicy in round 17? Let's second row forwards. Just go total points. So who have we got? So we got Isaiah Papali'i and Talakai. So we've got the two best, and they will both play in round 17. Kikau, I'm going to play. Cameron Murray, Origin. Ryan Madison, now Origin. Madison was, I've definitely missed the boat on Madison, but I was definitely planning to get Madison probably next week, but he made Origin, so that definitely rules him out for me anyway. Like, I don't know, people that have him are still getting a lot of points. He's been killing it, but I wouldn't go there. Kalamatangi could be an okay pickup. Like, he's averaging 60. He's definitely gone off the boil a little bit, but he could be a sneaky little mid-range pickup, potentially. Tago Tarpany won't play. I mean, Tarpany's honestly not a bad option for this week. Without Papali'i, Tarpany should get some decent points. Obviously, I don't need to trade another player this week. I just don't need to. Obviously, I could get rid of Pengai Jr. for him, but there's just no need. Like, if he gets like 80 points, it'd be nice, but yeah, I don't need to make another trade for this buy. It's just a waste. It's just a waste of a trade. Then we have Chohoff and Gowie. Absolutely not. Honestly, Ewan Aiken, dude, I should have got Ewan Aiken at the start of the year in the centre wing. He's been very, very consistent, but he's a good one for this buy. Cotter won't be there. Lukawatu, King. So, I mean, I feel like a lot of people were talking about round 17 being the better buy. I don't know about that. I mean, I guess the two best back row options in Papali'i and Talakai are playing in that 17 buy, but geez, the rest of the forward pack is pretty weak for round 17. I don't know who I'm going to target. I mean, Klemmer is like the best option, and I'm not that keen to get him in. Who else? Jai. I mean, I'm not going to bring Jai Arrow back, but he'll play in that round 17 unless he makes Origin. Josh King. I got rid of him a couple of weeks ago, and I feel pretty good about it because, yeah, his point. I got so many great points from Josh King, but I was definitely not going to keep him for round 17. Jack DeBellin, absolutely not. Teague Wilton is definitely a guy to keep an eye on because he's been in and out. Wade Graham is now out injured, so Teague Wilton, if he can just get that starting back row spot consistently. Tyson Frizzell also missed Origin. He could be a great pickup. He's actually probably the guy I'm keen on, actually. But yeah, other than that, Cameron Mckinnis. So Mckinnis, I was going to talk about Mckinnis in the hooker department because I think that's where I'm going to get him. But Sean Lane he's been okay, but I don't know if I really want Lane. And then yeah, it's just it's not great. It's not great after that, dude. Yeah, I don't know. The back row is going to be a bit of a stinker in round 17, I feel like. But if we look at hookers, because Tom Starling after this week, he's got to go. If he just started getting bigger minutes, I could see myself holding Starling for a bit longer, but oh man, Ricky Stewart's really fucked it there. So if we look at dummy half options, like I said, the best one, Cameron Mckinnis, without a shadow of a doubt. Damien Cook play Origin. A lot of people are going Coruscant this week. I don't know. I've seen a few people on Twitter that are trading out Harry Grant for Coruscant, which I mean, I get. Like, Grant is going to miss a few weeks. He might get rested a little bit over the coming weeks, but I don't know. I don't. There's no real need for me to do it, so it'll just be a wasted trade. Oop, nearly knocked the mic off. It'll be a wasted trade for me personally because I'm just going to trade him out and then bring him back in later. So yeah, at the end of the day, I don't need to make that trade. But Coruscant, if you needed a dummy half for this week, he is a pretty good pickup. You would expect him to try to, sort of carry the team's attack quite a bit, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Panthers go, even taking on the terrible Bulldogs. Blake Braley, honestly, Braley could be an okay pickup for Starling. I was actually thinking about him. Like, he was killing at the start of the year. He was like the best dummy half, points wise. Yeah, 73, 71, 65. He was just getting like try assist after try assist. Then he goes 55, 32, 39, 43, 54, 61, 40, 91, and 61. So he's gone good the last couple of weeks, but I feel like Braley's just a guy that he has too many low scores in him to sort of justify the price. If he was cheap, then yeah, it'd be a very good pickup. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Reed Marnie, I can't. Honestly, he would be a decent one for round 17, but the fact that I started with him at the start of the year and he was just killing me. It was a terrible choice to go Marnie at the start this year. And it's probably the biggest blunder I did was going Marnie over a couple other guys, Cook mainly. Because, man, Cook would have been such a good early pickup. Oh, would have been beautiful, but we went fucking Marnie, so cannot go back to Marnie. But yeah, McKinnis is just the man. Also, Brandon Smith, man, he's cheap. I mean, maybe, honestly, I was looking at his stats and they're not that impressive though. Like, the thing with Smith, right, is that he plays round 17, and the fact that Grant is missing, I mean, because they have Brandon Smith, you would expect Grant to be rested quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. Probably not even play next week. So Brandon Smith should have that dummy half spot for a while. but his points have just not been good. Like, I mean, look at his price. He's been stinking it up. He what happened in round one? I honestly don't even remember what happened. He obviously got injured. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. Then he came out 102, 33 in 50 minutes, 21 in 35 minutes, 30 in 50 minutes, 63 in 70 minutes, 33 in 46, 44 in 50, 28 in 30 minutes, 37 in 59 minutes, and then 54 in 66 minutes. So it's just not that impressive, is it? Like, I don't know, because he obviously played dummy half against Manly. The Cowboys, he played dummy half as well, because Grant played halfback. But it was the game they got smoked. I don't know. Smith looks really tempting at the price, but yeah, the points, I don't know. He could be a good gamble though. Like, I feel like his form has been a bit off, and the Storm, they're going to pick it back up, and I think I think he'll want to pick up his form. So I'm thinking about Smith and maybe both. I mean, both these guys you can get in the second row. You can get both of them, honestly, and they both wouldn't be bad options. I could go Starling and Elliott out for Mckinnis and Smith. Wouldn't be the worst trades in the world, but we'll see. Because Mckinnis as well, like, I know he killed it. He's killed it the last couple of weeks, but his minutes haven't been as good as I would be expecting. Because obviously when did he start going well? He played that 80 minutes against Melbourne. Yeah, he started playing bigger minutes here, the 57, 80, 54 minutes, 47 points. 72 minutes, 65, 64 minutes, 63, 59 minutes, 57, 50 minutes, 68. So again, he must have attacking stats there. And then only 53 minutes, and he got 94 points. He had 2 line breaks and a try. That shit ain't gonna happen again. So everybody jumping on Mckinnis is like, he's not gonna score. Like, how many tries does he score a year? Not many, but yeah, I guess the thing with Mckinnis, like, he's a safe 60 point. He's a safe, if he's playing like 50 to 60 minutes, he's a safe 55, 60 point per week. So that's pretty decent. So yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with Mckinnis. If we look at, let's have a look at the front row. Just having a quick look at each position here to see who we can look at. The front row is not looking good. I'll be the first to say it. Isaiah Papali, obviously we have, and then Offengowie is the next best option. Oh no, oh geez. Payne Haas obviously will play Origin. Josh King. I'm not going to go back to King. Jai Arrow, I mean, I can't go back to Arrow. I traded him out, and I can't go back to him just for round 17. Just not a good use of time. Alex 12, maybe, like, if he's getting big minutes, but let's have a look at Twal. I feel like he's been very much in and out this year. Let's have a look at the minutes. 46, 57, 31, 63, 47, 62, 52, 62. So the minutes have increased. It's been a bit weird. And the points have been pretty decent over the last, like, couple of months. So maybe 12's one to keep an eye on. He's not cheap, but he could be okay. David Klemmer is the guy here. Okay, he's down because he's only played the 8 games, but Klemmer, I mean, he's averaging 67. He is he's over 600k, but Klemmer is definitely the guy to look at over the next couple of weeks for that round 17. Junior Paulo, geez, Paulo has definitely dropped off. He's only averaging 44, so wouldn't really look at him. And then not a whole lot else to really talk about for round 17 in terms of front rowers. Pretty much Klemmer and Papali'i and maybe Twal, maybe. Maybe. We'll see if any cheapies sort of pop up along the way. I won't look at halfbacks and 5'8" because they're pretty, I got Dylan Brown at 5'8", and then halfback I'm probably not going to trade. I'm not going to trade Cleary, and Hines, we'll see if I move him down. It's annoying because Hines is if they select Hines as 18th man, he's not going to play in round 17, so that'll be rather frustrating. But centre wing, we'll look at centre wing and fullback here. So we've got Hines. Hopefully doesn't make the 18 because then he doesn't play the bye. Talakai, we have Campbell Graham. I mean, I guess Campbell Graham's going to be the hot topic leading up to round 17 because he's been very consistent. He obviously got that big score, but it wasn't so much he was incredible. It was very simple, sort of very simple stuff against the Tigers. Alex Johnston, the average is still 62, so I probably a lot of people go him. Zach Lomax is definitely a good option in the next couple of weeks. I wouldn't be jumping on him like next week because, I feel like his price is going to skyrocket next week. So, maybe you could jump on him next week before he really shoots up with that 98. Clint Gutherson is at fullback. Yeah, it's been okay. Corey Oates, no. Mulatalo has been really, really good. Maybe a good one to look at. Stags and Cobbo playing Origin. Justin Olam, no. Herbie Farn. Honestly, Farnworth is not a bad option. Nick Meaney, Sully, Dane Gagai plays Origin, Coates Origin, Ponga, Milne. There's some decent centre wing options, and the big one, where was he? Yeah, Pappy. Why doesn't it have bye after his name? That confused me. Maybe because he's injured, they just didn't have him updated. But I don't know when Pappenhausen is back. But my plan was to get rid of Sawali pretty much as soon as Pappenhausen is back. I was going to try to get rid of Sawali for Pappy because Pappenhausen shouldn't make the Origin team now, and that'd be beautiful. I'll need a bit of cash because all of a sudden I've used a big chunk of my change, so I'll need some money to go Sawali to Pappenhausen, but we'll have some pretty hefty price players in the team. If we can swing that, 600k Manu, 600k Garrick, couple of 500ks. The fucking halves are bloody off the charts expensive. The back row is a bit cheap, and then the front row is pretty well. Papali's 800k, Grant 800k. But if we go Starling down to Smith and Elliott to Mckinnis, it won't really make us that much cash. But we'll have a look in the coming weeks at sort of planning, because I'm gonna go pretty hard for round 17 as well. Like, I definitely want to, we got plenty of trades, and I'm definitely gonna save, because for people that don't know, you've actually already got 3 trades. You got an extra trade in the buy, as well as if you have any boosts left. So I'm only using one of 3 potential 5 trades this week. So there's no panic to sort of rush in and try to bring in guys for round 17, because for round 17, I've got a 5 trade week if I need it. And then, I don't know, sort of, I don't know. We'll have to crunch the numbers, and if injuries happen, it'll throw things out. But yeah, I'm looking for a fairly big round 17 as well, or at least round 17. I'm gonna be more looking at getting in just the best players, more quantity than quality, because after round 17, you're gonna want to fine tune your team for the end of the run. Like, you're not gonna want to have to get out all these guys that are sort of half-assed. So you want to make sure that second buy, you're basically getting in guys that you're going to want to keep, unless they're cheapies. But we'll see how it pans out. Hopefully guys are enjoying the Supercoach content. I think I'm pretty locked in with the Manu pickup. I'm still not thrilled, but I think it's okay. I like it quite a bit. I like it more than Drinkwater, even though Drinkwater has a good run coming up. I can still see myself reversing that and going Drinkwater, but I just Drinkwater. He doesn't have the base. Like, he can go bang bang with a couple of try assists, but he doesn't. He's not going to run the ball 20 times like probably Manu will. So the base isn't quite there, so he has those low scores. Because if we look at Manu, this will be the last thing. I got to wrap this video up, but let's look at his scores. I mean, he got a 29 here, so that's not great. He got a 27. He's had a couple of low scores, but the rest are pretty good. 43. Let's have a look at his tough run. So against the Eels in a couple of weeks, which is tough, he got 91. Against the Panthers, which they play in 3 weeks' time, he got 43. That's fine. And then They haven't played the Storm yet. That's crazy. Dude, this is a bit off topic, but the way it's so weird that they don't just play 2 games against each other throughout the season, one home, one away. I don't know why it's so confusing. Because some teams get shafted with the way it pans out. Like the Roosters haven't had to verse the Storm this whole time, and they've still been going crap. But hopefully guys are enjoying the Supercoach action. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you in the next one.